Finally, this evening, the South African rand strengthened on Wednesday as uncertainty over US tariffs weakened the dollar. Tensions between the US and China, South Africa's largest trading partner, have contributed to this decline, with the dollar down about 0.7% against other currencies. Locally, earlier today, the rand traded at 18.94 against the dollar, up 0.4% from the previous close. On the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, the top 40 index rose by 0.79%, while the all-share index increased by 0.70%, boosted by a 3.65% rise in click shares. Stock market analyst Mushima Gama provides insight on today's market trends.
It seems the primary reason why we saw the rand weaken as much as it did last week, we almost saw the rand hit 20 rand to the dollar, is because of the tiff in the GNU regarding the VAT increase. It had nothing to do with the risk on sentiment towards the dollar. And by that, I mean the natural correlation between the movement of the dollar and the rand, where the dollar strengthens and the rand weakens. In fact, the dollar has been weakening since the beginning of the year for obvious reasons. It's the trade policies, and a lot of investors are starting to shift their money away from the dollar in order to mitigate any risks involved with the trade wars. The US, or the confidence in US as an economic leadership, is being questioned. In fact, it's starting to wane. The US bond market is showing a slowdown in US economy as global investors start to move away from the dollar, and this is known as de-dollarization. On a local end, our rand has strengthened since last week. It's currently trading at 18.80, and that's because the ANC has conceded to removing 0.5% of the VAT. Now, to foreign investors, this somewhat shows that the GNU can eventually reach an agreement. Yes, with a bit of a tug and a pull, but it kind of shows signs that economic stability, or rather political stability, has been restored, and foreign investors like that, which is the reason why we're possibly seeing rand strengthen, because there's that rand appetite, because South Africa is now seen as a stable emerging market. But to be honest with you, the rand hasn't strengthened drastically. It's still within that weakening range. And I would say the rand is really starting to strengthen against the greenback is when it starts trading below 17.75. Right now, it's still above 17.75. And just an update on the markets. Remember the 15,000 points that we lost 2 weeks ago? As of today, we've completely recovered those losses, just to show the erraticness of a sell-off. And because of the dollar weakness, gold is hitting the roof. In fact, it has broken a glass ceiling. It's testing all-time highs and is trading at 3,310.